Hey guys, so now we sit in the aftermath of the Nvidia 3080 launch. I have an honest question for you guys. Do you feel disappointed, tricked? Do you feel like you were left out of a much bigger plan, maybe a much bigger marketing scheme? Well, I'm sure there's a lot of that going on. There are also some possible valid reasons why the launch just went so terribly. So let's talk about some of these, and that way we can put everything into more perspective. Hey guys, Tiago with Classical Technology here. Thank you for joining me for another video. Smash that like button. Remember to subscribe, makes me happy, helps us grow the channel. Leave a comment below. Are you feeling disappointed with this launch? Of course, I know that you are, but write down below exactly why and what you think is going to happen. So, all right, this is the aftermath of the RTX 3080 release. If you've seen by now, it's been absolutely everywhere on the internet. In fact, you can't find any 3080s, but you sure can find a lot of complaints and information as to exactly what happened. Now, there's a lot of explanations here. Some are very legitimate. Some may be a little more conspiracy theory. So let's talk about a couple of things. Why it's okay to be disappointed you couldn't get the GPU, and what it may mean going ahead with the 3070 launch as well as the 3090 launch. So this already has been a pretty crazy year. I mean, the 20 series GPUs really didn't sell well at all. The previous year, they really sold considerably less than the previous generation. And that's why I think a lot of this is actually happening. And remember a couple of months ago, earlier in the year, when all the lockdowns started happening because we had this world situation unfolding, I think out of nowhere, people started building more and more computers. So the demand went up for a lot of these 20 series GPUs. I even remember going by Micro Center and seeing that everything was sold out, like motherboards, GPUs, power supplies. So there was definitely a massive amount of demand. And I don't think Nvidia or most of the third-party companies really knew where this was going to go. So as we got closer to the 30 series launch, maybe they couldn't find it. Maybe they just wanted to wait until the 30 series actually released. So what ended up happening was just like a cataclysmic launch. Nothing really went well. You could say that Nvidia was also maybe superficially holding back some stock. I mean, the companies that were selling these GPUs, from the reports that I've seen, say that's not particularly the case. But I'm sure if they really wanted to, they could have ramped up manufacturing. So it's probably in their benefit to have more of a constrained launch. That way you create an incredible amount of demand. And when they finally get things rolling, maybe in October and November, there's going to be a lot of pent-up demand for these GPUs, and then the third-party sellers can just sell whatever they want. Even the more undesirable sort of third-party coolers at this point, if somebody can get a 3080, I don't really think they care if it's going to be maybe a brand they don't really like too much or something that they really wanted. As long as they get their hands on one, that's great news for these brands that typically don't sell as well. Maybe they're not as high performing, maybe the coolers are cheaper. So that's definitely a way to move a lot of this product. And then, of course, with the actual launch, we get into all of these things like bots and scalpers and people setting up their computers in order to be able to buy the GPUs. I'm sure a lot of that is true as well. But you would think a company as big and intelligent as Nvidia, who literally makes artificial intelligence, they make very advanced systems, you would think they'd be able to come up with a little bit more of an intelligent and secure ordering process. I mean, it's not really that difficult. You're basically just going through like an online cart. It really seems a lot simpler compared to the other stuff that they do. That's what leads sort of a lot of people to start going into conspiracy theories, to start thinking that Nvidia is constraining sort of the supply in order to make sort of an artificial demand. And that way, whenever they want, they can start releasing cards. So we're never really going to know for sure. All that we know is that we're definitely disappointed. For a lot of people, a $699 3080 was really going to become one of their first extremely high-end GPUs that have just absolutely crazy good performance. Previously, you have to pay something like $1,200 for a 2080 Ti. So to have a GPU with this caliber of performance coming in considerably cheaper, it really made a lot of people very, very excited for it. So when they couldn't get it and it literally was like an instant sold out, you could see why a lot of people are disappointed. You know, I really don't blame them. They do feel even a little bit tricked. There's definitely sort of a negative feeling with all this. The launch could have gone a lot smoother because it's not like it was just a shaky shaky launch and there were little hiccups here and there. It was just an absolute disaster, like instantaneously sold out, not able to get any GPUs. That's extremely frustrating, and that's a story that you're going to hear time after time from everybody. Even on the videos that I've posted on this recently, read the comment section. It's just comment after comment about people saying that they experience literally the same thing, not being able to even add it to the cart, or if they were able to add it, their order got voided, or perhaps even the website like glitched out, gave them an error page. So it was extremely frustrating, and it seems like a very small percentage of people were able to get their hands on cards, and the people who did, mostly it seems like maybe they got it at Micro Center or they went somewhere local like that. That definitely seems to be the only way that some people got it, even though as far as I saw, some Micro Centers maybe got like 10 to 12 cards each, which if there's 50 to 70 people waiting for it, that's definitely going to be a lot of disappointed people and a very small percentage of people who could actually get their hands on the GPUs. So it's definitely no surprise that people are really disappointed. It's not only that they're disappointed in not being able to get the GPU, maybe they were saving up for a while, maybe because of all the things going around in the world, they just wanted a little bit extra happiness and light in their lives. It's also the way that it seems to have happened. They feel a little bit like they were, made a fool of or even tricked just because of all the hype that came, and then to have such a disastrous launch, it really put a bad taste, I think, in pretty much everybody's mouth. So now the question is, where do we go from here? Well, the 3090 launch is coming up next week. It's going to be next Thursday, the 24th. Now, this is going to be frightful because before the 3090, you could say it's a $1,500 GPU. Not as many people are going to want that. Let's be realistic. Maybe people's budget really maxed out at the 3080. But now that people can't get a 3080 at all, you don't think a lot of people are going to go out of their way to try to get a 3090, especially that Founders Edition, which seems to, at least this generation, to be some extra type of really special gold? I think so. So I think we're going to see the 3090 launch really go very fast. Now, the only thing I could say is if Nvidia learns from the 3080 launch, maybe they'll make the websites a little bit more robust to minimize bots and scalpers and anything like that that could give people an unfair advantage. And hopefully at least you get like a minute to actually add it to your cart when it goes live, and you actually get a fighting chance at getting one of these GPUs. Isn't it kind of hilarious and sad at the same time that for the privilege of buying one of these GPUs, we have to go out of our way and really make sure that we're there refreshing the page to buy what is pretty much an expensive computer part. So it's not like we're there doing this to get it for free. That's the privilege of being able to even buy it, and that we can't even do without it being instantly sold out. So it's definitely pretty crazy at what level this has gotten so far. And just remember, if you can't get your hand on a 3080, 3090, or even the 3070, the 20 series is still okay for now. It's not the best price to performance anymore, but if you can't get the other ones, have some patience. Eventually they're going to be everywhere on the market. You'll be able to walk into your local Micro Center, go on Newegg or Amazon, and you'll be able to order it. It may not be right now, but within a few months, of course, they're going to be out there. It's going to be the next generation. They're going to be available for the next few years. Launches are generally always kind of frustrating. Not quite to this level. This is definitely like the new level of frustration just because of how glitchy and instant and sketchy everything seemed. But otherwise, these GPUs eventually are going to hit the market. So that's pretty much all we can do for now. Hope Nvidia that at least gets their stuff in order for the 3090 and especially the 3070 launch. I think you're going to have a lot of people really wanting that 3070 just because, once again, the price to performance seems pretty fantastic, especially after they said it's going to perform better than the 2080 Ti. And at $499, definitely very interesting, especially that Founders Edition cooler, the same story as the other GPUs. I think that one is going to be almost impossible to get. So if you're lucky, you'll be able to get one of these third-party GPUs. But overall, the first leg of this launch has been very frustrating, disappointing. I don't blame you guys. I was disappointed as well. I ordered one and I got it snatched and voided out of stock within the first few minutes. So definitely very frustrating. Only thing we can hope for now is that they restock it in the coming weeks into October, and that maybe the 3090 and 3070 launch are a little bit smoother, where we actually get at least a fighting chance of ordering one of these without this massive debacle. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.